And our next group also speaks to the need for inclusion. It's called Special Olympics Project Unify. Of course, Special Olympics are globally renowned for athletic competitions and events for people with special needs. Project Unify also has a sports component, but it focuses on education and the broader goal of social inclusion for all special needs kids. Joining me now to tell us more about Project Unify, Susan Colacello, sorry, Susan, who oversees Project Unify in New Jersey schools. Brooke Bowers, a former high school student and a Project Unified leader. She's now attending college. And her very best friend, Alexa Akin. Thank you so much for being with all of us. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So, Susan, social inclusion, we hear a lot about that. Tell us why that is especially important for special needs kids.
Well, Special Olympics began an initiative 6 years ago to bring kids with and without intellectual disabilities together on the field and off the playing field. So as you mentioned, we're a sports organization, but we realized over time that friendships come out of sports, and wonderful lifelong friendships. Social inclusion is critically important for kids with disabilities and all abilities in school, because oftentimes the kids with different abilities are in a segregated classroom. So even if they can't have academic inclusion, social inclusion is critically important. Mm-hmm. So when Project Unify comes into a school, we create leadership opportunities and opportunity in general for kids of all these different abilities to come together. Social skills are developed, mm-hmm. and it creates this community of acceptance. Right. And I think that's what we want for all of us. Mm-hmm. I mean, these guys have become best friends, mm-hmm. and those social skills that are developed bring mm-hmm. everyone up. The kids with disabilities, the kids without disabilities, everyone benefits.
And just to follow up a little bit, I mean, we've been talking a lot about special needs kids are a little bit behind on the national high school graduation mm-hmm. rate. So in what ways does Project Unify help on the education side?
On the education side, I think it's the overall community of acceptance and cooperation, mm-hmm. also social skills and confidence. I think one of the biggest things that comes out of participating in the unified sports and in the programs, the leadership programs, is kids with intellectual disabilities, or many kids in a school, do not feel connected mm-hmm. to that school. Right. And they don't have opportunities for leadership, which pay off in the classroom. Mm-hmm. And I think that we are providing those unique opportunities so that everyone can discover their voice. Right. And that confidence transfers to the classroom.
Well, let's get Brooke and Alexa in on this conversation. So, Brooke, you were in 9th grade mm-hmm. when Susan brought you into a room to meet Alexa. You didn't really know what was going on. Tell us a little bit about that first meeting. What was your reaction?
I was in the peer leadership program at school, and I really liked it. And my advisor had asked me to be a part of a program because I was active in the school. And he had said, let's just go into this meeting, and can you help me out? And I said, of course. So I went to a meeting with a bunch of head honchos from Special Olympics and things like that. And I saw Lexi sitting in the room. And I've never seen her before, so I thought it was pretty cool to meet someone new. And they asked me to be a part of a program with her called Spread the Word, the End the Word, to stop using the R word in the Hamilton School District. So I just went along with it. I said, yeah, I'll help you, whatever you need me to do. I would have never thought that day that my life would have turned out like this. Being friends with Lexi it's speechless, because she's taught me more than I could ever imagine.
And how about you, Lexi? I mean, what have you learned? What have you developed in your friendship with Brooke?
My friendship with Brooke has inspired me to do anything with Special Olympics I do.
And you've known Brooke for a long time. How does it feel to be friends with Brooke?
Being friends with Brooke has it is an inspiration to me.
That is such a wonderful thing for her to say. I mean, how do you feel about your relationship with Alexa?
I watched her grow.
What have you gotten out of this relationship, I guess?
Yeah, for the last 3 years, I've watched her grow immensely, whether it was on the field, even speaking in front of people. We've spoken to a lot of schools during assemblies, and just telling them what it's like to have a friend with a disability. And when I look at Lex, I don't see her having a disability. She laughs like I do, eats like I do. We have so much fun together. She's a human before the disability.
How do you think your relationship with Alexa has changed Alexa's life?
I think it's great that I've become a big part of her life, because she gets a peer influence, and she's learned to see socially acceptable things that need to be taught. But everything she does, it's a learning experience, and I think it's great to have a peer relationship. We're both 20 years old, so it's great to have another friend that's your same age.
And you know, Alexa, I've been really impressed that you graduated from high school, you have a job, and recently I'm told that you won the New Jersey State Bocce Ball Championship.
Yes.
And so that's another big accomplishment. How did that feel?
That is awesome. I loved it.
How did you feel about the whole thing? Must have felt good.
It made me feel happy and proud.
I bet it did. Susan, tell us a little bit about your son, who is also in special needs, 16 years
My
old.
son Kevin's 16.
He's in high school.
Yes.
And you said that he's had some bumpy situations along the
Yes.
way. And I know there's a story you want to tell us.
Well, Kevin is 16. Like I said, he's in what they call a self-contained clutch, which is pretty frustrating for any parent of a kid with different abilities. Kevin, because of his participation in Special Olympics, is on his high school swim team. He's on his high school track and field team. I think that one of the things I wanted to say about Project Unify and the program Special Olympics brings in is that the kids that are participating, the typical kids, are also benefiting in a number of ways because they're learning to appreciate different abilities. In Project Unify, we talk about inclusive leadership and strength-based leadership, and I see my son has all these gifts that his friends couldn't understand, that now they're understanding because they were on the swim team with him and playing with him. I see that in the relationship they've had where the social interactions that are needed to work and that you need to get through a day of school, your peers pull you up. And I think that that's one thing that I was very grateful for with Kevin's participation, is that Special Olympics gave him what he needed to be successful.
But one of the things is that the school that he goes to does not have this program, Project Unify. So
Here I am running this program around the state, knocking on doors and every door I can handle. It's very difficult, but you don't give up. I think one of the things that it is an education process. The reason Project Unify is youth-led is because the youth are ahead of us.
Right.
I have a lot of teachers, I have a lot of administrators I have to convince, and it's coming along. But these guys are the unified generation. They're going to do this for us, and they're going to create communities. They're the next employers. They're the next group that's going to make this world come together.
We're going to be watching these new leaders. Thank you so
Yes.
much. You're all doing such a great job. Good luck to
Thank
all
you.
of you.
Thank
Brooke,
you.
Alexa, and Susan, it's been great having you on the program.